A very good afternoon, March. Thanks for joining us here on the program. This is Trending News. I am Nancy Nalimer. Do stay with me for the next few minutes as I bring you up to speed with stories that are making headlines today. The hashtag is Trending News at Lookuptv on Facebook, Lookuptv on Twitter, and Lookuptv on our YouTube channel. Let's begin. President William Ruto, the Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, has promoted Lieutenant General Charles Muriu Kahariri to the rank of general and appointed him the new Chief of the Defense Forces, CDF. President Ruto has also promoted Major General John Muragavai Ndenda to the rank of Lieutenant General and appointed him Vice Chief of the Defense Forces. Lieutenant General Lieutenant General Muragavai Orenda was the Kenya Air Force commander prior to the appointment, and General Kahariri's appointment comes 2 weeks after General Francis Ogola died in a chopper crash alongside 9 other military officers. President Ruto has also posted Major General Fatuma Gaiti Ahmed to the Kenya Air Force and appointed her commander, and also posted Major General Paul Otieno to the Kenya Navy and appointed him commander of the Advice of the Defense Council, chaired by Defense Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale. President Ruto has upheld the council's recommendations and made the following promotions, postings and appointments of KDF officers. Major General Thomas Njoroge Ng'ang'a has been posted to National Defense University and appointed Deputy Vice Chancellor of Administration and Finance. Away from that, 3 senior officials of the National Cereals and Produce Board have been arraigned in court, waiting to be charged before the Anti-Corruption Magistrate. NCPB Managing Director Joseph Muna Kimote, John Kiplangat Ngetich, and John Mbaya Materi have pleaded not guilty to charges of conspiracy to defraud farmers by selling 139,000 bags of 25 kgs fertilizers valued at over 209 million shillings, purporting to be genuine fertilizer, a fact that the prosecution claims the accused knew to be false. The 3 also face a common charge of abuse of office. The prosecution is opposing their release on bail, saying that investigations are still ongoing, adding that the accused persons are adversely mentioned. Katwa Kigan, Danson Omari, Sam Nyaberi, Shadrack Omboy are among the lawyers representing the 3 accused persons, and as they will object to the application by prosecution.
A decision before the so many people other way to
bring up the fact that the 3 accused persons have been in custody since Tuesday in relation to
with intent to defraud Kenyan farmers solely.
Now, junior secondary school teachers in Siaya County have threatened to paralyze learning across the region beginning next week if their demands are not met. Led by their secretary, Andrew Omondi Ochanyo, the teachers stated that they will down their tools following the Teacher Service Commission refusal to honor the Employment and Labor Relations Court ruling, which directed that they be compensated for having been engaged as interns for over 2 years. The father stated that as provided for by the Constitution, they shall endlessly engage in demonstrations until the TSC chooses to listen to their grievances and to honor the court ruling.
And we are coming today to give an address of our grievances as teachers who are teaching JSS. And the grievances are not from Siaya alone, but there are problems that are faced by everyone who is teaching JSS. Following the Employment and Labor Relations Court ruling under Justice Bairam Ongaya at Nairobi, Milimani, on March 17th, 2024, and TSC administration's refusal to engage in turn teachers in a discussion and negotiation to develop a roadmap for implementing the court ruling, we, the JSS teachers, decided to undertake the following steps. Step number 1, as protected by the Constitution under Article 37 and 43, we shall endlessly engage in demonstrations countrywide until TSC hear our legal grievances and chooses to honor the court ruling. We shall engage in a prolonged strike and the downing of tools starting today. And I am saying today because our strikes started on Monday, 29th April.
I've been on internship for 2 years. This is now the second year, since February. And therefore, we have been working illegally, according to the court ruling. And the TSC knows their mandate, that they are only supposed to employ trained and qualified teachers on permanent and pensionable terms, not internship.
Internship is not in.
And therefore, we are ready to engage with the TSC, but within the confines of the Constitution.
Now, the national government will release 454 million shillings and 5 to 85 counties in the completion of the county headquarters. According to Treasury PS Dr. Chris Kipto, the funds will be disbursed immediately the National Assembly approved the supplementary budget tabled before the House. The 5 counties include Isiolo, Tharaka Nithi, Lamu, Nyandarua and Tana River.
For the National Treasury, our role is to transfer the conditional grants to the county government's county revenue fund accounts upon receipt of written instructions from the accounting officer of the State Department of Public Works. So I want to confirm that we are going to undertake our obligations as National Treasury as soon as the PS, the accounting officer of Public Works, gets back to us. We've been given the progress so far, the updates, and I think on the way forward is that we first the financing arrangements remain as agreed earlier, with the county government financing 30% and national government financing 70% of the project. That is, and then we have provision of Kenya of 454 million shillings for the current financial year, 23-24, and I think we just submitted supplementary to Parliament, so we expect that as soon as Parliament passes. Then I undertake to immediately disburse the amount that Parliament will approve. And then in this financial year, the coming financial year, 24-25, we have proposed 445 million shillings.
Government is one. Resources come from the same kitty, which is the kitty from the Treasury. It is just a question of the aggressiveness in pushing and following the same. Even if those projects are handed over yesterday and there are no resources, we will still be in the same position, because I know what has befitted the public works, being an arm of national government, is a lack of disbursement of resources to them sometimes. And then as counties, we blame them because they are moving slowly. Sometimes the resources are available on paper, but in reality they may not be having the real resources. So we are asking on this other side, even when we have taken this over, this responsibility, as much as we are willing also to chip in from our side, all resources come from you. If we don't get our disbursement, there will be nothing to complete the project.
State Department for Devolution has initiated the transfer of all movable assets previously owned by the defunct local authorities to the 47 devolved units across the country. According to Principal Secretary, State Department of Devolution, Teresi Mbaika, this is in line with the 10th National and County Governments Coordinating Summit held in February that resolved to complete the transfer. PS Mbaika says the valuation process has undertaken across all the 47 counties and completed in August last year by mechanical engineers drawn from both cadres of governments.
I want to urge all the counties, because of course of limited resources, time, we work together, both the two levels. I hear what the county secretary has said. We co-chairs with the county commissioner, and I can tell you the counties where these two have worked together, we are almost done. But there are some counties which have not cooperated with our teams on the ground. And we want to tell counties, 2 or 3 counties will not stop us from continuing and finalizing on this exercise.
The issue of land, and especially that belong to municipalities, local authorities, I would wish that you expanded on that.
Kahariri MP Ndindi Nyoro, who chairs the National Assembly Budget Committee, has called on those entrusted to handle disaster to release the funds to help those affected by the raging floods. Speaking during his visit to those affected by floods in Mathioya, Nyoro argued that the National Assembly will approve the utilized funds later, as there is no time to debate that with the situation at hand.
In our constitution, there is an article called Article 223 that gives the leeway to government officials that they can spend money that is actually not budgeted and they later come to parliament to ask for approval. So mimi ningewahimiza wale wote wanashikilia various departments, nyinyi tafadhali hata tumieni pesa haiko katika budget, kwa sababu ile tuko nayo sasa sio maneno ya kuulizana kama pesa inatosha. And I want to assure them, when they bring before our committee, we are going to approve those expenditures, and also parliament will approve, because afadhali tuulizane maswali kama Wakenya wameangaliwa than kukue hakuna maswali kama Wakenya wamepata shida.
Sisi kama watu wa Murang'a tulipopata huu mkasa, niliweza kuomba serikali kuu ije tusaidie, kwani hii shida ni kubwa mno. Hata sisi kama serikali ya Murang'a hatungeweza peke yetu. Basi kama serikali ya Murang'a, wale ambao wawili familia walikuwa na hii shida, tuliweza kuwa support na zile pesa za bima ya NHIF ambayo wawili wao walikuwa wamechukua hiyo kadi. La pili, kama county tumeleta hii truck, tumeleta madaktari na tunafurahia, kwani ilikuwa tu jana na leo Deputy President ameweza kuja hapa na bila shaka ataweza kutoa ufadhili wa kusaidia hii familia. Hiyo ni kitu tunasema asante Deputy President, umefanya kazi mzuri mno ya kuja kusaidia watu. Leo asubuhi niliongea nikasema utakuja katika radio, na bila shaka hukuchukua masaa mawili kuconfirm, na tunafurahia kama wakaazi wa Murang'a hiyo support ambayo unatuletea katika Mathioya constituency.
Switching gears to sports, the FKF Women's Cup gears up for the semi-final stage set to commence on Saturday, May 4th at Dandora Stadium. Zitex Sparks and Kibra Soka Ladies will lock horns at 12 p.m. with the Kenya Police Bullets taking on Ulinzi Starlets at 3 p.m.
It hasn't been easy. We've been encountering a lot of challenges. Of course, we have been equal to the task. That's why we are here. So we have a lot of mature players who know what to do. They know what they are supposed to do at what time. So we really want to retain the cup again. The league is almost elusive, let's say. But then the cup is what we have at hand. And they also know the importance of having this cup.
And we'll come to the end of the broadcast, but let's keep up with what's trending across X. Mithika Lenturi is one of the top among the trends in the country at this moment, the CS for agriculture. And he is trending because he has been impeached by Parliament. The Parliament has approved the impeachment of the motion. And now it was 136 ayes and 36 nays. And in line with that, Speaker Moses Wetangula of the National Assembly has asked parties to provide names for the nominees by close of business, for nominees for an 11-member committee that is going to then start holding investigations. And of course, we'll be keeping you up to date how that unveils. But as of right now, Parliament has voted for the motion to impeach Agriculture CS Mithika Lenturi. 149 members of Parliament voted yes and 36 voted no. Let me just sample a few comments across X. And Cornelius K. Rono says the man of the moment is Honorable Jack Wanami Wamboka. He's the Member of Parliament for Bumula who proposed this motion to impeach the Agriculture CS, accused of many things, among them gross misconduct and corruption, and especially during the time when fake fertilizer has been making round in different NCPB facilities around the country. And he says he will become the first MP to successfully send a cabinet secretary home, and Mithika Lenturi must go. Sampling another one, Omwamba says, look at how they conduct meetings. Indeed, Mithika Lenturi must go. And one more, Dr. Miguna says the impeachment of Mithika Lenturi is good for democracy, the rule of law, accountability, and for UDA Kenya to show Kenyans that impunity has no place in its administration. We'll be giving you the story in details at 7 p.m. and at 9 p.m. I am Nancy Nalima. Thank you so much for watching. See you later on.
We value your feedback and welcome your complaints about our programming and operations. Feel free to get in touch with us through 0700 893 542 or send us